How do I start a van build? Where do you start? You start with your van lifestyle. So, what is van lifestyle? I mean, is it a real word anyway? Van lifestyle is actually several very important words that you need to consider before you even think about buying and building a van. Your van lifestyle is pretty much how you wish to live from your van, fulfilling all your expectations, accommodating opportunities, interests and activities. Your van lifestyle will have a huge influence on your choice of van, layout and cost, so it's a huge consideration. Next is your van life style. This allows for creativity, choosing layout, build materials and palette to produce an environment that's comfortable, making for a cosy home from home. Now your van lifestyle can have a huge influence on budget, just as budget could have a huge influence on your van lifestyle. So when planning your van build, accept compromises may have to be made, but don't worry, vans can always be upgraded, and our lifestyles may often change anyway. Your van lifestyle is personal to you, and is as different as every van build. There's no one build that fits all, as what works for one van lifestyle may not work for another. This can lead to many different opinions on social media, confusing anybody new to van building. So in this van build series, we're going to be building a van to suit Darren and Aimee's van lifestyle, comparing it to our own build, and suggest alternatives to suit differing budgets and van lifestyles.
Is he thinking of extruded aluminium for the build?
No, you don't want extruded aluminium.
Yes.
Do you?
If I can, yeah.
Each episode will have a running total of cost that you may find useful and interesting. Sitting with Darren and Aimee, we'd drawn up a set of questions to ascertain their van lifestyle. Darren and Aimee work full-time, so full-time van life wasn't a consideration, limiting adventures to long weekends and holidays. They favour campsites over off-grid locations, but attend festivals that can be lacking in services for several days. Pub stops was also high on the list, and they enjoy biking and walking as pastimes, often with a dog or two. Aimee had less concern for style, but Darren had a good idea how he wanted the van to look. Compromises were made to suit all, and many ideas were changed in favour of practicality and necessity. By the end of the sit-down, we had a good idea of layout, facilities, style, and all-important budget.
Much around with you, not for 2 days on campsites. I mean, we
Hopefully by now you should have some idea of your van lifestyle. If not, don't worry, as throughout this van build series we will explain what aspects of the build are influenced by Darren and Aimee's van lifestyle, how that differs to our own, and alternatives that may better suit yours. So let us know in the comments below what yours may be, so we can perhaps cover aspects in the van build series. We now have a good idea how we're going to progress with Darren and Aimee's van, but unlike our build we've been given a set budget. How much is a van build going to cost? Well, it's going to cost what you can afford, and what you can afford will have a huge influence on the van you buy and the materials and the accessories you use in order to build it. And that's why there's no real right or wrong. How much you spend on the build alone pretty much has no limits and has many influences. There is, though, a pretty good guide as to not overspend beyond the total worth. I always suggest spend on the build no more than what you've spent on the van, and that way your finished van will always maintain its worth. However, there's a lot of personal gratification and pride in van building, so if part of your van lifestyle is the build process itself and the great feeling of achievement you get, then your build will always be worth more to you than any value it may have. You'll find huge communities of van builders that have done just that, attending meetings and festivals, talking vans and having the best of van lifetimes. Darren and Aimee have already purchased their van, an L3 H2 Peugeot Boxer. Like our Citroën Relay, this Fiat Ducato base van is a great compromise on offering a fairly spacious interior with standing headroom, while maintaining reasonable agility and good parking capabilities. This van, also known to our American cousins as the Ram ProMaster, is favoured amongst many van builders and coach builders alike for being probably the easiest van to convert thanks to its boxy shape, free-flowing framework and having the biggest load capacity in its class. Those boxy sides allow for widthway sleeping without the need for side pods and allow for ample galley and living area. This 2019 model has 70,000 miles on the clock and has had some repair work done. Nothing too serious, Darren paid a fair sum of £8,000 for this van, which gave me an idea of budget for the build to maintain its finished worth.
You can get carried away.
Yep, you can.
Really easily.
And to be honest with you, I think Paul will keep me on track. You know, I think
Do you think that's what you're trying to do?
I think he will do.
This was discussed with Darren and Aimee, but Darren had a case for adding an extra 50% to the build cost to make sure no aspect of the build was too much of a compromise.
I'm scared that if I spend less, I'm going to get a less quality of the van. That's not necessarily true.
No.
With the van valued at £8,000, an ideal budget of £8,000, the extra £4,000 was a sum Darren was quite happy to possibly lose on any future sale of the van, and deemed a small price to pay for the years of adventures and opportunities.
Weekends away and the occasional week away.
The odd week.
Now £12,000 is a reasonable budget for a build to suit Darren and Aimees Vanlifestyle. The addition of an Ecoflow Delta portable power station, which Darren already owned, will make a huge saving on the electrical system to power the Habitat. However, in fairness, we need to add its value to the total cost. In episode 2 of this van build series, we're going to be starting the van build by bringing everything that needs to be mounted on the outside of the van in. We will be building a rack system to mount solar panels, fitting solar panels, fitting a MaxAir fan, cutting holes for windows, and discussing the merits of getting someone else to fit those windows for you. So please like and subscribe as to not miss out as we convert this van into Darren and Aimee's home from home.
Do you know, if we could send vodka that right now, you'd be like, oh, wow! Should we
Let's do it!
Let's do it!
You should go and grab some of Paul's tools and just laugh.
Oh, no, it's
He'll
all
shit
bolts,
himself.
isn't it?